Welcome to U.S. Immigration. Based on President Biden's executive order, restoring faith in our legal immigration systems, NVC and Consulates are committed to resolve the immigrant visa backlog and transparently sharing the status of worldwide visa operations. According to a top official at the U.S. Embassy handling visa issues, U.S. embassies around the world is gearing up to hold more visa interviews this year than it did even before the pandemic.
I'm in charge of all the visa operations at the embassy and our 4 consulates. In addition to student visa appointments, we hope to begin opening appointments at our visa application centers for those applicants who are eligible.
Our goal is to interview as many people as we did 2 years ago, 2019, which was the last normal year. We've scraped up the resources to do that. It's not easy given the situation, and we feel very sure we can do that or even exceed it by a bit. Can we exceed it by dramatic amounts? No.
Immigrants from all over the world are drawn to America in search of a better life. But U.S. immigration is a dynamic, ever-changing field that they need to traverse. A few current developments in family immigration, employment visa program, refugee developments, DACA and EB-5 program developments are worth mentioning. Let's take a look at this roundup of what's happening in all that area. For your immigration news and updates, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. Let's get into the video. National Visa Center, Immigrant Visa Backlog Report. After U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services approves your immigrant visa petition, USCIS forwards your petition to the National Visa Center for immigrant visa pre-processing at the correct time. Immediate relative categories do not have yearly numerical limits. However, family preference and employment-based immigrant categories have numerical limits each year. Therefore, lengthy wait times are involved for processing to begin. Though NVC continue to face real and persistent challenges in the age of the COVID-19 pandemic, they are committed to resolving the immigrant visa backlog and transparently sharing the current status of worldwide visa operations while remaining dedicated to the safety of consular staff and applicants and the national security of the United States. As per the released report, number of immigrant visa applicants whose cases are documentarily complete at NVC and ready for interview as of May 31 is 536,541. Number of documentarily complete immigrant visa applicants scheduled for June 2021 interview appointments are 30,320. Number of eligible immigrant visa applicants still pending the scheduling of an interview after June 2021 appointment scheduling was completed is 506,221. Let's get into the next topic. Consulate visa appointment update. U.S. embassies around the world is gearing up to hold more visa interviews this year than it did even before the pandemic, a top official at the U.S. Embassy handling visa issues said. According to him, the embassy will be holding visa interviews starting from July 2021 at the rate it was having interviews in 2019. Family reunification will be highest priority. It will start issuing students visas too at the same rate of 2019 on priority. H1B visas and other work-related visas will be issued under the U.S. government's national interest exception. However, it doesn't include tourist visas, which are unlikely to happen this year.
My name's Don Heflin. I'm the Minister Counselor for Consular Affairs at the U.S. Embassy. I'm in charge of all the visa operations at the embassy and our 4 consulates. In addition to student visa appointments, we hope to begin opening appointments at our visa application centers for those applicants who are eligible. In addition to students, our priorities this summer will be focused on applicants for those visa categories who are traveling to the U.S. to support specific fields such as medicine and research. We recognize your important contributions and understand many of you have families and jobs in the U.S. that you need to get back to as soon as possible. Please know we are doing our best to accommodate your request for visa appointments and national interest exceptions. Each NIE request is carefully considered by a consular officer as quickly as possible, and you'll be notified as soon as the decision has been made. Fortunately, the presidential proclamation is clear about applicants for B1, B2 tourist and business visitor visas. Very, very few of these visas will be issued or receive an approved national interest exception.
Our goal is to interview as many people as we did 2 years ago, 2019, which was the last normal year. We've scraped up the resources to do that. It's not easy given the situation, and we feel very sure we can do that or even exceed it by a bit. Can we exceed it by dramatic amounts? No.
Don's interview took place in India while addressing issues about student visa. But most of the points discussed by him is common for the rest of the world. As the second wave slowly recedes and vaccination rates in the US spike, the US government is focusing on restarting immigration operations. The US government does not have a vaccine passport policy. If someone is issued valid visa, then all they need is CDC-mandated RT-PCR test within 3 days of travel and no requirement of vaccination. Before getting into the next topic, let's quickly check about an important USCIS Service Center address change. Vermont's Service Center address is getting changed. Vermont Center processes a range of immigration services starting from visa, work permit to green card. So it is important to use the correct address if you are planning to send your immigration documents there. Effective June 14, 2021, the Vermont Service Center will no longer receive any incoming mail at the St. Albans, VT facility, which is being decommissioned. Mail sent to the previous addresses will be forwarded for 1 year, but any mail sent to the previous addresses after June next year may be returned to the sender by the United States Postal Service or the courier service used. The new addresses listed below will not be in effect until June 25, 2021. Please continue to use the St. Albans addresses shown under previous address until June 24, 2021. Let's get into the next topic of analyzing U.S. immigration development for family immigration, employment visa program, refugee developments, DACA, and entrepreneur program developments. Immigrants from all over the world are drawn to America in search of a better life. But U.S. immigration is a dynamic, ever-changing field that they need to traverse. A few current developments are worth mentioning in this regard. Let's take a look at this roundup of what's happening. Family immigration. An end to a family separation policy that commanded federal agents to snatch thousands of children from their parents as part of a barbaric strategy by the previous administration to deter immigrant families from crossing the border undocumented. In reference to changes in family immigration, the Biden administration recently announced it would expand sponsorship eligibility of immigrant parents living in the U.S. with pending applications for asylum to sponsor their children. U-visa applicants who are victims of serious crimes and who are assisting law enforcement will also be able to sponsor children while their U-visa applications are pending. Legal guardians of children in Central America will also be allowed to file petitions. H1B visa program developments. Regarding H1B work visas, the Trump-era restrictive changes to the program related to selection priorities being based on highest wages have been abandoned. There is likely to be a second draw under the lottery this year, potentially in July. As vaccinations spread, the COVID restrictions and reopening of U.S. consulates to full capacity promises better days ahead. Something that will be helpful in processing such cases, and indeed immigration cases in general, is that the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service has rescinded a July 2018 Trump-era memo that permitted immigration officers to deny benefit requests, like a visa application or an extension application outright, instead of first seeking further evidence or issuing a notice of intent to deny. On top of this, U.S. Chamber of Commerce called on the U.S. government to double the number of H-1B visa and employment-based green cards issued annually and do away with the country caps for green cards to help address the shortage of skilled labor in the country. DACA developments. A decisive move by the White House to protect dreamers, the hundreds of thousands of immigrants brought to the U.S. as children by their undocumented parents in recent decades. Previous administration tried everything to boot dreamers out of the country, even though many dreamers know little or nothing about their countries of origin, and 3/4 of Americans polled say we should let them stay and allow them to earn U.S. citizenship. Solution for this dreamers is the top priority in every immigration bill. Entrepreneurs. On the subject of entrepreneurship and immigration to America, New American Economy, a self-described bipartisan research and advocacy organization, just released its annual New American Fortune 500 report, showing that immigrants and their children are behind some of America's biggest companies. Immigrants are as critical to our Fortune 500 companies as they are to our economy overall, said Jeremy Robbins, executive director of New American Economy. Some of the key findings in the report were: A. Almost half of Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or the children of immigrants. B. These companies employ almost 14 million people. And C. These companies generate trillions in annual revenue. In this regard, the new U.S. International Entrepreneur Program was recently renewed. It holds possibilities at least for some entrepreneurs who want to come to America. But not all immigrants are high-grade superachievers that build Fortune 500 companies. After all, apart from entrepreneurs, there are EB5 investors. Regarding EB5 investor immigrants, the key issue is the potential imminent expiry of the Regional Center Program on June 30, 2021. These are just some of the developments moving the U.S. immigration agenda forward. Hopefully, Congress will be able to pass a more comprehensive immigration package in the days ahead. The impact of COVID on international travel and the issuance of visas at consular posts abroad is a continually changing and fluid situation. We expect the U.S. Departments of State and Homeland Security to issue further information about travel to the U.S., and we will continue to provide guidance as new information becomes available. If you have not subscribed, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. See you soon in our next video.